talk peace. How did you travel to Canada?
Did you use an agent?
How much did you spend?
Did you fly first class?
What's your proof of funds?
Did you write IELTS?
She said, say, I want she better and I run me with. Told her no, she can practice. Told her run away. Let me go.
Hi guys, it's your girl Peace. Welcome back to my channel. You already know what time it is. If you're seeing my face for the very first time, you're welcome to the family. It's a pleasure to have you. You definitely want to stick around. Without further ado, let's get into the video because you guys have been on my neck in my DMs asking me so many questions because you guys have been my OGs supporting me since day one, so it's not going to be fair to just keep quiet or leave you in the dark. So I thought to make a dedicated video answering all the relocation questions. As you can see, I have my pen and notes ready, so sit tight because it's going to be a very informative session. Grab your popcorn. I'm going to be spilling all the tea. I'm going to walk you through how I personally moved from Nigeria to Canada, from the point where I decided to gathering my documents, to applying for school, getting my visa, my biometrics process, everything. Before we start, I want to prefix this by saying everything I'm saying in this video is my experience. My personal experience can never be the same as your experience. So you have to do your own research in order to make informed decisions. Now, I am not an immigration consultant or a professional. Neither am I telling you what to do, but at least my experience can give you a fresh perspective. Okay? Let's start from the actual beginning. So after my university and NYSC, I already knew that I wanted to further my education. So I started to strategize on the best ways to do that and what steps to take. I actually had different countries in mind, like Germany, but then I thought about the language barrier. I cannot imagine myself moving to a new country, trying to adapt to a new environment and educational system, and still struggling to learn a new language. It's just not something I was mentally prepared for. Like, I can barely speak my mother's tongue. Imagine me now battling with another man's language. I mean, it just seemed like a lot, and to be honest, it scared me, so I just knew that Germany was off the list. Then I looked into UK, the English aesthetic. I applied to a couple of schools, got 3 admissions for master programs, but my university in Nigeria up to today said my original certificate is not out, and the master's program requested for my original certificate, not statement of results. I mean, it's been 2 years since I graduated, so I kind of understand. I don't know, sure. So there were just a lot of uncertainties there, and because of the particular route I was trying to pursue, having the right academic documentation was necessary. Then I got admission in Canada and everything just clicked. I compared different things, the cost, the requirement, the schools, the cities, the overall process. So you need to ask yourself which country actually makes sense for you, and it is not an overnight decision. After deciding that Canada was the direction that I wanted to explore, the next thing was figuring out exactly what I want to study. And this is actually important because I don't think people should choose a program just because they heard it's easy or the admission process is simple. I studied education in Nigeria, so my choice was obvious. I already had a background in teaching from back home. After that, I started to research on schools that had the exact program I was interested in. And guys, there are so many schools, so you have to weigh your options well. I had a 2-page list, it's joke. I actually took IELTS classes. I was preparing to write the exam, but then I got an email from my school saying it was not a requirement, so I didn't end up writing the exam. Your program might have a different requirement. Who knows? I applied to 2 schools in Canada and got admission in one. The other school never got back to me. Till today, I don't even remember the name of that school. Once I had my program and school locked in, that's when reality began to dawn on me. Now you can move to the next step. Then you start preparing the documents required for the immigration application. This is where I want to stress something. Don't leave everything till the last minute. Make sure your passport is not outdated or expiring anytime soon. There are different documents you need depending on your circumstance, and you need to make sure that whatever you're submitting is accurate. Before you even apply to school, start preparing your document. List of some documents I submitted were my passport, letter of acceptance from the school, PAL, also from the school, proof of funds, some extra financial documents like bank statement and all that. Statement of purpose, which is basically my study plan that I wrote myself. This is actually the most difficult and draining stage, so you want to be careful here. A lot of people asked me how much I submitted for proof of funds, and to be honest, it depends on your exact situation. There are factors that affect the exact figure, so it's not possible to give an exact amount because it might be different for you. The amount you're expected to show can relate to things like your tuition, accommodation, transportation, living expenses, food, miscellaneous. Basically, they want to see that you can support yourself while you're here. And this is where I want to say, please, do not take a random amount from YouTube and just assume that that's what you need. And the requirements can change at any time, so please check the official current requirements before applying. Do not forge or manipulate any documents because trust me, they're gonna find out. Some people are confused on whether or not to use an agent. Looking at the fees agents are charging, they're like, Jesus, why is it this much? Someone actually called me to complain about this. Now, do you need an agent? If you are certain that you can handle all the documentations yourself, then you probably don't. But if you're already confused at this stage, then I am sorry to say, getting professional assistance might be in your best interest. There's a reason why they charge the way they do. It's not an easy process. I mean, there are people out there who have handled their immigration process themselves, but it is just so many steps. So if you do decide to use an agent, make sure they are properly authorized and verify their credentials before making any payment. I'll leave a link in the description on how you can verify if your agent is legit or not. Another really important part of my application was my SOP. I spent a week writing this. Why did you choose this particular Why did you choose this particular program? Why are you coming to Canada? It's basically just telling the officer your intentions instead of just submitting a pile of documents and expecting them to figure it out themselves. This is something everyone should definitely take seriously. Don't just copy someone else's study plan from the internet and change the name. Your story is different. For me, I had to explain my academic background, why I chose the program I was going for, why Canada made sense for my plans, and basically just give context to my application. In my next video, I'm going to show you guys how I wrote to mine because I know that there can be a lot of confusion on how to structure it. So I'm not going to talk much on medical or biometrics because I already have a video on my channel detailing the entire process. So if you're curious about what happened or where I went for mine, go and watch it. For me, it was actually quite straightforward. I had an amazing support system throughout the entire process. There was no dramatic interrogation, but then again, everyone's experience can be different. Just make sure you know what you're supposed to do and where you're supposed to go so you don't miss your appointment. And feel free to ask questions. After everything, the wait was so intense, but thankfully I didn't have to wait that long because within a week I got an approval email asking me to bring my passport in for stamping. Yeah. And when my visa finally came, it was real, like, oh, I'm going to Canada. I think one thing that actually helped me during this process is that I am naturally a very inquisitive person. I can never take someone's word for it. I always have to ask questions and do my own research. I never let someone else's experience shape mine. If I want to know something, I would search. I would stay up all night watching videos upon videos. I will read. I will compare. When I posted my flights online, some of you were asking, is this business class? Please, did you fly first class? Guys, please. What do you mean? My entire journey was 40 hours, so I made sure to choose the best airline. Again, by watching videos and research, I compared different airlines. I looked at the price. At some point, I was even researching, what does the inside of this plane look like? And finally chose Lufthansa. Honestly, I really enjoyed my flights. The service was good, the plane was clean, and the staff was hospitable. 10 over 10. You don't necessarily have to spend a crazy amount of money to make things look luxurious. I just researched the best possible option for my budget. I honestly can't remember everything. There was school, application fees, tuition, immigration cost, biometrics, travel, medical, luggage, things I bought before leaving, and then expenses after I arrived. If I give you an exact amount, you're going to say, oh, I thought P said this is how much she spent. No, it's going to be different. Just budget properly. And don't only budget for traveling to Canada. Also budget for your survival after you arrive, because that's a different conversation for another day. Research everything. Don't only research how to get the visa. Research what happens after getting the visa. Research your school, research your city, research your accommodation, transportation, cost of living, weather, and don't compare your journey to someone else's, okay? So yeah, I think I've basically spoken on all the questions I've been getting. If there are still questions you have that I did not answer in this video, leave them in the comments. If I see that there are enough questions, I might make a part 2 answering them. And like I said, I'll be showing you my study plan in the next video. So make sure you subscribe. You don't want to miss that. And if you know someone who is thinking about relocating, whether they are considering Canada or just trying to figure out the whole process of moving abroad, share this video with them. It will help. Hopefully, this video gives you a clearer idea of what my own journey looked like. Again, please do your findings. Don't make decisions based solely on my experience or anyone else's. I'm determined to become more consistent on YouTube. So if you want to see more of my actual life, my experiences adjusting to Canada, school, content creation, and everything in between, then smash that subscribe button. Thank you guys for being patient with me and sticking around. I will see you in my next video. Bye.